Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man istanna bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. Today we'll start with the second part of the conquest of Makkah. Last week we have started the biggest event of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the conquest of Makkah, and we talked about that, how it all began. Because they had a treaty between the Quraysh and the Muslim. So how the treaty was broken, because there was two small tribes, one from the Muslim side, one from the Quraysh side, and they get together in a fight. Basically, the side from the Quraysh, they attacked, and as a retaliation, the treaty was broken. And Rasulullah tried to negotiate with them, but the Quraysh rejected the negotiation. And then what happened basically, that Rasulullah said to the Sahaba that yes, we are going for the conquest of Makkah. And in that we talked about a small story of a Sahaba that he wrote a letter to the Quraysh to give the message that that we are coming to attack you, and just to save themselves. And we try to get some wisdom from that story, the story of Hatib ibn Abi Balta. So today we'll start the journey, the conquest of Makkah. As we mentioned before, this journey has a lot of small incidents, and that's why they make the journey, because there is no actual big fight like the Battle of Badr or Uhud or something like this. So there's a lot of things happens, and this is almost the ceiling of the prophethood basically, because after that only few things happens, and then the mission of Rasulullah is finished. So basically what happened, there's almost a lot of conversion, so people getting into Islam. So we'll talk about this kind of 4 conversions today, the 4 people who converted to Islam in this process, and then we'll go to the next event, inshallah ta'ala. So the first conversion is Al-Abbas. Al-Abbas was the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So now there's a quiz question: how many uncles in the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was present? Like how many uncles we know that who were present or alive in the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Can anybody tell?
6, 9.
9, 6. Anybody else? Nobody? Brother Shafiq not here for giving money?
Yeah.
No, who can? Okay, so nobody can answer. If you can answer, Brother Samsul Haq, he's the representative, so he will give money today. No, okay. There's 4 uncles, and 2 of them died non-Muslim, and 2 became Muslim. First is Abu Talib. Obviously, everybody knows about Abu Talib, right? Rasulullah loved him a lot, and he tried his best, but at the end he didn't accept Islam. And the second one is Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab, as you know, Abu Lahab was all of the worst enemy of Rasulullah, and the other 2 was Hamza, radhiyallahu anhu, that he died as a shaheed, and he was the Sayyidul Shahida, right? He's the best among the shaheed, and he has the title of Sayyid of the Shaheed. And the last one is Al-Abbas. So these 4 uncles, he had other uncles, but after Rasulullah became prophet, these are the 4 that were alive, and they passed away in the lifetime of Rasulullah. But Al-Abbas, he had a long life, and he lived long. Now the story of Al-Abbas, basically, he was in Makkah for so long time. But the scholars have some difference of opinion. When did he really accept Islam? Some say that he accepted Islam before, like at the time of Battle of Badr, because when the news came that Battle of Badr will happen and everything, so he was the one who gave information back to the Muslim. Also, Rasulullah said before the start of the Battle of Badr that the 3 people you should not kill him. They are on the other side, but you should not kill. And one of them was Al-Abbas. So he commanded the Muslim that if you find Al-Abbas, don't kill him, because they are come here by force. So some scholars say maybe he accepted Islam at that time. But anyway, he was in Makkah for that time. When Rasulullah started the journey from Medina to Makkah, and he came to a place called Zuffa. Zuffa is a place which is in between Makkah and Medina. And he saw, it's very close to Medina actually, he saw that Al-Abbas is coming. So he's doing the hijrah now basically. And it was said that he is the last muhajir. He is the last muhajir who has the reward from Makkah to Medina, and he actually didn't come to the Medina. On the way, he met Rasulullah, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, today I have left Makkah, and I came with my family and everything, so I'm Islam, I'm taking Shahada openly. Some scholars say that he was like a Muslim, but he was like an informer for Rasulullah staying in Makkah. So anyway, he became the last muhajir, and Al-Abbas had a long life, as I said, and it is from Al-Abbas, the greatest dynasty. What is the name of the dynasty? The greatest dynasty of the Muslim kingdom. Who is our brother Amin here? He's going for a course, the first kingdom. the Umayyad dynasty. After Umayyad dynasty, what is the dynasty? Abbasiyad. The Abbasiyad dynasty and all the Abbasiyad dynasty, they ruled from almost, it was said that the rule started from 700 CE up to the 1500, almost 800 years. Although in 1200 something, 1232, there was an attack in Baghdad from the Mongols, and they killed everything, but still they had a Khalifa, like a puppet Khalifa at that time, but he was also from Abbasiyad. So Abbasiyad is the longest dynasty of the Islamic history. So anyway, and also it says that Al-Abbas, he was being respected by, he didn't become a Khalifa like Abu Bakr and Usman and Umar, but every Khalifa, every Sahaba used to respect him a lot because he's the uncle of Rasulullah. And it was said, one of the time, during the time of Umar, there was a big drought. So there's no rain, nothing in Medina. So they did Salatul Istisqa. Rasulullah in his lifetime also did Salatul Istisqa. And in Umar time, everybody said, no, Umar, okay, we have to do Salatul Istisqa, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the rain. And Umar choose Abbas. Al-Abbas say, oh Al-Abbas, you are the Am of the Rasulullah. Am means uncle. You are the uncle of Rasulullah. When Rasulullah was here, we ask Allah through Rasulullah that oh, Allah give us rain. And you are the uncle of Rasulullah, so you stand up and you lead the prayer. So he led the prayer for Salatul Istisqa for the rain. So it's a showing of honor and everything. And it was also said that Al-Abbas has a very, very loud voice. He was very tall and very muscular. He has a very loud voice. And it was said that if he used to call his servant is long away and he could listen to him. And he used this voice in the Battle of Taif. Actually, Battle of Hunayn, we'll come to it later on. But so he was immensely honored by all the Sahaba. And so he has the title for the best, the last Muhajir basically. The next conversion, which is very close to Medina, this is Abu Sufyan ibn al-Harisa. This is not the Abu Sufyan that you always talk. This is another Abu Sufyan. He is a cousin of Rasulullah, first cousin. Al-Harisa was another uncle of Rasulullah, but he was not alive. He was like a almost elder uncle. So he was the first brother of Abdullah, the father of Rasulullah. So this guy is a direct cousin of Rasulullah, and he was in Makkah. But what he used to do that, he used to mock Rasulullah a lot. He was a very good poet, and he used to write poetry and everything for Rasulullah against Islam and against Rasulullah. All the lifelong, all these last 21 years, he was a very, very bad enemy of Rasulullah. And also another person, Abdullah ibn Umayyah, he was also a cousin of Rasulullah, but not from the uncle side. Rasulullah had one aunt, like what we call in Bangladeshi Fupu, right? Fupu. So he has only one aunt. Her name was, anybody knows? Actually, no, two aunt, but this is two aunt was mentioned in the Seerah. One of the aunt was Atika. Atika's son was Abdullah ibn Umayyah. So both of them cousin, one from the mother side, one like from aunt side, one from uncle side. So they came to Rasulullah and they begged to, they try to get an audience of Rasulullah. They will go to Rasulullah and seek forgiveness and everything. But they couldn't go past to the Sahaba because Rasulullah has his own tent and everything. So what happened? This Abdullah ibn Umayyah, his father, which is the uncle, of Rasulullah, his father had another wife, and from that wife, Salama was the daughter. So Salama was like a half sister of Abdullah ibn Umayyah. So and Salama, as you know, she is the wife of Rasulullah. So they went to Salama and told her that please do something for us. We don't want to be killed. We want to accept Islam and everything. Please you talk to Rasulullah and give us a chance to talk to him. So Salama went and her heart was soft. He went to Rasulullah and said, that these two people, they are your cousin and they came here, they need you. Then Rasulullah said, no, I don't need any of them. So Rasulullah was very, very angry with them and everything. He said, I don't need any of them. And then when Rasulullah said this one, a lot of people said, okay, they came to take Islam, so Rasulullah accepted, and Rasulullah is Rahmatul lil Alameen. But sometimes harshness is also required, because all this time they did very, very bad things, as much they could do for Islam. So what happened basically, after they heard that Rasulullah is not ready to meet them, so this guy, Abu Sufyan ibn al-Harisa, he starts screaming, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, if you don't meet us, I will go to the desert with my son and I will never come back from desert. Basically he's saying, I'll commit suicide. I'll go and I'll never come back. I will die if you don't meet us. And then also the same is saying Abdullah ibn Umayyah. He also said, no, please, you have to see me, otherwise we can't leave. So their iman was basically been tested by Rasulullah, and then after that Rasulullah heart became softened. At the end he is Rasulullah, and he forgave both of them, and both of them accepted Islam. Now the last person today we'll talk about the conversion. That Abu Sufyan ibn Harb ibn Umayyah. This is the great Abu Sufyan, the great leader of the Quraysh now. You know, the leader who instigated the Battle of Badr, who did the Battle of Uhud and everything. So what happened, this story is very, very interesting story. So, you know, Rasulullah was very close to Makkah, and they camped in a place at night time. At that time, you know, Al-Abbas is a Muslim and he is with the Muslim army now. So Al-Abbas said to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, you know, instead of attacking them, you know, we are 10,000 people. Muslims are now 10,000. And Makkah now probably has 2,000 people. Because a lot of people died in Makkah and most of the people become Muslim and they left Makkah. So Makkah has only 2,000-3,000 people. And where Muslims are 10,000 now. So Al-Abbas said, okay, give me a chance. I will go to the Quraysh. I'll talk to them. I'll negotiate with them. Let's see if we can do it in a peaceful way. Rasulullah said, okay, that's fine. You go and you take my mule and go to there. So what is the mule of Rasulullah? What is the name of the mule of Rasulullah? We talked about this before. Not the camel, the mule of Rasulullah. Does anybody know the name? $10, $20. No? Duldul. His camel name was Kaswa and his mule name was Duldul. So Al-Abbas took the Duldul and he went outside of the camp, like the Muslim camp, and then he found the three great leaders of the Quraysh, and one of them was Abu Sufyan. They were standing close by, and they couldn't understand. They saw that, you know, 10,000 lights there, because, you know, all the Sahaba has their tent and everything. So they know they lit up the tent, the light and everything, and they couldn't understand how many people are here and what they're doing, and they are confused. Who are these people? And then Al-Abbas called Abu Sufyan, and Abu Sufyan, he said to Abu Sufyan, look, these are the army of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you know, tomorrow they will come to your city Makkah and you will be executed. And Abu Sufyan, he's a great leader, right? And he understands the, you know, the heaviness of the situation, and he said, okay, that's true. That is the truth, I think. And then he said to Al-Abbas, what should I do? You advise me. Give me a chance. You know, I know that when the army will come inside the Makkah, the first thing they will do, because they will go for the leader and they will kill me. Then Al-Abbas said, okay, you come with me. So Al-Abbas take Abu Sufyan in the Duldul. So both of them was going through the camp of the Muslim army. Everybody looking that, you know, everybody asked, who's this? But at that time, everybody know that this is the mule of Rasulullah. So nobody talked about anything. Because they know that, you know, Al-Abbas is coming with someone else. The Muslim army, they didn't touch anything. And when they're passing one tent after one tent after one tent, at the end they came to the tent in front of Umar ibn al-Khattab. And Umar ibn al-Khattab, he saw that, you know, they had a turban. Abu Sufyan has a turban. But he saw the eyes of Abu Sufyan. And he said, Abu Sufyan, Adu Allah. Adu Allah means the enemy of Allah. But Alhamdulillah, Allah has given you as a gift to me. So today, I have the time to celebrate, because he's saying that, you know, Allah has sent it to me and I will kill you today, and that's it. Finish, everything is finished. Then Al-Abbas said, no, Umar, you can't kill him, he's under my protection, I'm going to Rasulullah with him. So he took Abu Sufyan to Rasulullah at night, and you know, and Al-Abbas said that, Ya Rasulullah, he came here to do negotiation and maybe he will accept Islam. But at that time, Abu Sufyan still hesitated. And said, Rasulullah said, okay, looks like, you know, he's still not ready. You go to your tent and come back to me in the morning. So Abu Sufyan stayed in the tent of Al-Abbas at that night. And then in the morning he came and he said to Rasulullah that, you know, yes, I came here, you know, will you kill me and this and that, all this thing. Then Rasulullah said, you know, is it not time that you believe that there is no God but Allah? Then Abu Sufyan said that, yes, I believe there is no God but Allah. Because if our God was real God, I would have been helped by this time. Because where I am now and where you are now, my gods are not working, basically. They are not helping me at all. I believe, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. But you know, he should say, La ilaha illallah. And then Rasulullah said, is it not the time that you believe that I am the Rasul of Allah? So Rasulullah is basically telling him that La ilaha illallah. Then he said, you know, Fidaka bi ummi. Meaning, he said a very nice thing. Fidaka bi ummi means that, you know, may my father and mother be ransom for you, Ya Rasulullah. But for this matter, I still have doubt in my heart. See, look, he's an honest man. He's saying, I believe La ilaha illallah. That's fine. But you are the Rasul of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, I still have doubt in my mind. And then Al-Abbas became angry. You know, Al-Abbas was beside him and he said, Ya Abu Sufyan, you want to accept now or you want to get killed? You know, this is not the way Islam does. You know, Islam never forced anybody. But, you know, Al-Abbas is his friend and everything. And he did so many things last night and everything. And he's very end, close to end. He's believing. And he said, you know, what's wrong with you? This is the last chance you have. Then he said very hesitantly, yes, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. So after so many years, after 21 years, and after so many battles and everything, Abu Sufyan accepted Islam. But still he has hesitance in his mind. And then Al-Abbas requested Rasulullah, you should give him something for tomorrow, like a gift or something, because he's the leader, the leadership in their blood. And Rasulullah said, okay, tomorrow whoever is in the haram, he's safe, and whoever is in their house, they're safe, and whoever is in the house of Abu Sufyan, they will be safe. So his house was given the honor, Abu Sufyan house, that if someone comes and takes shelter in the house of Abu Sufyan, he will be safe. So this is what Rasulullah gave to Abu Sufyan as a gift, because he is a leader and he likes this kind of thing. Because always he's been respected, it's the honor and respect. So he took it and he went back to Makkah in the early morning. And then when he go back to Makkah, he told everybody that Rasulullah, the army of Muslims are coming here, and you can take shelter in my house, because he's saying that my house, because that if you take shelter in my house, it will be safe. Now obviously in the morning all the troops it was the 20th of Ramadan. If you remember, the journey started on 10th of Ramadan, so it took 10 days to come to Medina to Makkah. So in the morning of 20th of Ramadan, every troop, every tribe, they stepped one by one to the Makkah. And Rasulullah divided the army in 3 groups basically. He was in the middle group. On the left side it was the Ansar, and on the right side it was the Muhajir. And Khalid bin Walid was the flag bearer for the Muhajir, and for the Ansar it was Sa'ad ibn Ubadah. But Sa'ad ibn Ubadah, he was very excited, because they are coming to win the Makkah, and he was saying in Arabic language basically, he's saying that today is the day of Malhama. Malhama means it is the day of the war and everything, and today we will make Kaaba halal. Today we will make the Kaaba halal. Means he tried to say that Kaaba will be conquered by them. But Abu Sufyan heard this and he thought in a different way. He came to Rasulullah and he complained, what is this person is saying? Kaaba is always haram. Meaning, it is haram means it is sacred. So why he's saying that make it halal? And Rasulullah also didn't like this slogan. So he called Sa'ad ibn Ubadah and he said, no, take the flag. And he didn't rebuked him, but he said, no, this is not, you should approach the army. So he gave the flag to another person, and they all went to the Makkah one by one. And then when they entered to the Makkah, every people, some people, they ran away, stayed in their house and everything. And also some people, came near the haram area, because they said, if they're in the haram area, they will be saved and everything. Now what happened basically, Abu Sufyan, as I said, he came before and he warned everybody. His wife, Abu Sufyan's wife, she was an interesting character. His wife's name was, if you remember, what is the wife's name of Abu Sufyan? We talked about her in Battle of Uhud. You all know the story. Anybody? Name of the wife of Abu Sufyan? What she did with Hamza? Hind. Her name was Hind. Remember, he was the one. She's the one who killed Hamza, and she mutilated the body of Hamza, and he take the heart away from Hamza, from the dead body. So she is the one. So when she saw that her husband Abu Sufyan was actually scared, kind of scared, and telling people to take shelter, not fighting. Abu Sufyan is Muslim now, right? He's not fighting. He's telling everybody, go, try to save yourself. So wife became very angry, and he said, "What? Are you a man or what?" And she said some cursing thing that what you are doing, and she basically slapped Abu Sufyan in front of everybody. Then what happened to you? You are a warrior. Now you're acting like a girl. You don't have any guts to face this. Then Abu Sufyan said, "No, you don't know what I'm saying. I'm doing the right thing." And Abu Sufyan told the other people, "Don't listen to my wife today, because if you do, you will be in trouble. You will be in trouble." So that's what happened with Abu Sufyan. And then a small attack of the Quraysh also happened. So there's a son of Abu Jahl, Ikrimah ibn Abu Jahl. He gathered some few army, because there were only few people there, and he tried to attack, but they couldn't do anything. And basically Ikrimah ibn Abu Jahl, he fled from Makkah at that time. He lost a small battle and he fled to the near the Jeddah basically. We'll talk about him later. And then also the action of Rasulullah. How did Rasulullah enter to the Makkah? As you all know, he was very, very humble. He had a red turban on the day. He was wearing a red turban. And when he was on the camel, he was going and his head was go down as if his beard was touching the camel. Because he was doing entering the Makkah as a posture of sujood. And he was reciting, Surah Al-Fatah, Inna Fathalaka Fathan Mubina, and he was praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that this is what he's going to do. And then he went near the Makkah, in the Kaaba, and he had a staff in his hand, and he started doing the tawaf. And every time he is traveling, there's a idols, as you know, outside of the Kaaba also at that time. Some facing this way, some facing the Kaaba. And with his staff, he just pointed to the idol, and the idol fall. That's what Ibn Ishaq mentioned in his book. Then every time he points his staff, his stick to the idol falls. And he was saying one of the verse, I think it's called Wajal Haqqu Zahaqal Batil Innal Batila Kana Zahuka. This ayah is from Surah Bani Israel. So he is saying that obviously the truth has prevailed the falsehood, and falsehood is definitely to deperish. So he was doing this, and then he asked for the key of the Kaaba. So the door of the Kaaba was open, and he went inside the Kaaba. When he went inside the Kaaba, he saw there's a lot of idols there, still there, some pictures in the wall and everything, and he saw one of the picture of Ibrahim alayhi salam. They made a picture of a man and with a son, and also the Ibrahim alayhi salam has the arrow and bow and all this, what do you call that, small idol inside, in his hand. So then he said, wastaghfirullah, why they put the picture of Ibrahim inside, and he made him like in a person of shirk. He is the person of the Tawheed, basically. So it has nothing to do with Ibrahim. And then he said, وَمَا كَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ يَهُودًا وَنَصَارَى. And I think what's the ayah say? وَمَا كَانَ حَنِيفًا وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. So Ibrahim was not a Yehudi or Nasara, rather he was a Hanif, and he is not from Mushrikin. So he saw that, and he told the Sahaba to wipe out all the pictures and everything. And also then he did a short khutbah. Actually, before the khutbah, some books say before the khutbah, some books say after the khutbah. He prayed inside 2 rakah of salah inside the Makkah. And when you pray inside the Makkah, and if we had ever a chance, and nowadays it is locked. Only the presidents of any country or the kings of any country, they can go in. But if you pray inside the Makkah, inside the Kaaba, which way you should face, And Rasulullah it was said that you can face any of the 4 walls. If you're inside the Kaaba, you can face any of the 4 walls, and he faced the wall against the door. So meaning, if you come from that door, he came and he was praying towards this wall. So he prayed 2 rakah of salah in there, and after that also he came out and he did a small khutbah. In the khutbah, he said to everyone, what do you think I should do with you? What do you think I should do with you? So to the people of the Makkah. And then everybody said that, you are al-khair, meaning that you are very good, you are al-amin and everything. So we expect from you mercy and everything. And then Rasulullah recited a verse from Surah Al-Yusuf. They say, La tasribul alaykumul yam. Right? What is that? So it means that, today is the day I forgive you all. Yakfurullahu, so Allah may forgive you. And huwa rahmanur rahim. So he said, and this is the same ayah Yusuf alayhi salam said. When Yusuf alayhi salam, and this is mentioned in Surah Yusuf, ayah number 92. When Yusuf alayhi salam became the king, and his brothers came at the end, and asking for forgiveness, and they were afraid of what Yusuf is going to do with us. Yusuf alayhi salam said to them the same thing. They today I forgive you all, and Allah will forgive you all. Today is the day that you will be forgiven. And it is interesting that the same ayah after so many years later, Rasulullah is saying to the people of Quraysh. And another person after Rasulullah, almost 700 years later, said the same thing. Does anyone know who is this great man? He was Salahuddin al-Ayyubi. Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, probably in the time of 1100 or something, when he was conquering the Jerusalem after the crusade happened, because the crusader came and they finished all the Muslim in Syria and everything. So the Palestine came out of the hands of Muslim at that time. But Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, he conquered it again. And when he was entering to the city, everybody was scared, because what crusader did, they thought the Muslim will do the same thing. They will come inside and they will kill us everything. But then when you go inside, he forgive everybody. And he said the same ayah as Rasulullah said, as Yusuf alayhi said. Then we had the keys of the Kaaba. So basically Rasulullah said that from today, Ali radiallahu anhu said that, what will happen to the keys of the Kaaba? Who will have this one? Who have the honor to do that? So Rasulullah called Usman ibn Talha. He is from the Bani Abdiddar. And he said, from today, the keys of the Kaaba will be with this tribe, basically with this Usman ibn Talha's tribe. And till today, nobody has the courage to take the key from them to give it to someone else. So their generation, I think they have the 44th generation now, Usman ibn Talha, the Sahaba who became Muslim very recently. So his generation, like his son, all this time, they still have the key of the Kaaba. They are the custodian of the Kaaba, and that's what Rasulullah give it to them as an honor of the Kaaba. And also the Banu Khuzasib, all these things happen, as we said, that because there's 2 tribes, and one tribe attacked the Muslim tribe, the beginning. So Rasulullah give the Banu Khuzah a chance to, take a revenge, but he said you have the time till Asr. So this is the time of Zohar. From Zohar to Asr, you have time to get revenge or Banu Bakr. So they did, and there was a small fight between Khuza and as a revenge basically on Banu Bakr. And also the last thing today, there were a few people that Rasulullah said that because there will be no war. Rasulullah forgive everybody, right? But Rasulullah said there are a few people, they are in the list of Rasulullah and they will be executed because what they did before. So these are the exception, and there were almost different books say different numbers. As total, there are 9 people. There's 9 people there in the list of Rasulullah, and these 9 people were like this. So we're not going to go in each of them, but just the red ones. Out of these 9 people, the red ones only were executed. Everybody else was forgiven. So these 9 were supposed to be executed by the Muslim army as Rasulullah instructed, but more than half, less than half also, almost 3 of them, or 4 of them, three guys, and the Fartana, she was a lady. Fartana and Sarah, they were 2 ladies basically. They are 2 slave girls, and they used to make different poems and everything. At that time, writing a poem or poet is like sending a news to the Fox News or BBC or CNN. That was the medium there. So these 2 ladies basically, they used to write poems and tell about the Muslim armies, about the Muslim ladies, everything. So Rasulullah instructed to kill both of them, but one of them were forgiven and one of them was executed. And also the first one in the list, Ikrimah ibn Abu Jahl, but as I said, he fled away, but later on he came back and he accepted Islam. The second 2 persons were Abdullah ibn Khatal and Mikas. These 2 people, they were killed because they became Muslim first. They went to Medina and they become Muslim as a disguise. And they killed 2-3 Sahaba, take their property and came back to Makkah. So they become Murtad, these 2 people. And so Rasulullah ordered them to kill them, and both of them were killed. And Abdullah ibn Abi Sarah, he was also another person, and his history was a little bit interesting. So he was about to also be killed by Rasulullah, but he was a relative to Usman ibn Affan. So he went to Usman and he asked protection. And Usman ibn Affan, he brought Abdullah ibn Abi Sarah in front of Rasulullah and asked forgiveness. Ya Rasulullah, please forgive him today. But Rasulullah didn't answer anything. He was very, very quiet. And all the Sahaba were quiet. After a long time, Rasulullah said, okay, I forgive. So then he left. He was happy. He's been forgiven. He left. And then Rasulullah asked all the Sahaba, aren't you wise enough that I was quiet? Why didn't one of you kill him? Then one of them answered, said, Ya Rasulullah, you were quiet, we don't know. And why didn't you make a motion with your eyes? You can give us some ishara, so we can understand, we can kill him. Then Rasulullah said, it is not befitting for Prophet to give ishara. Anyway, this guy, Abdullah ibn Abi Sarah, he really accepted Islam and he became a very good Muslim. And he was the basically first governor after Amr ibn al-As of the Egypt. He was the first governor appointed by Umar ibn al-Khattab for the Egypt. So he became so righteous and everything. So he was appointed as the governor for the Egypt at that time. And look, this is the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Although Rasulullah is Rasulullah, but he is a human. He want him to be killed and executed, right? But Allah has a different plan for this person, right? And he became a great Sahaba and he became a great governor of the Muslim land. And also, as I told about the two girls, and the last one is Abu Huwais bin Nuqais. He was also a Sahaba who gave trouble to the Fatima and Ruqayya when they are traveling from Makkah to Medina. These two daughters of Rasulullah, and he was in the list and he was been killed. The last one is Habbar ibn Aswad, the second last, Habbar ibn Aswad. He was also the one, if you remember, he was one who, when Rasulullah eldest daughter Jainab was moving from Makkah to Medina, and he put a shovel and he surrounded with some people the camel, and he shoveled a javelin through the camel, and the daughter of Rasulullah Jainab, he fell from the camel and she had a miscarriage. She was pregnant at that time. So this person, Habbar ibn Aswad, he killed the camel, and because of that she fell and she had a miscarriage. And the miscarriage was so bad, it was said that she survived the miscarriage. The baby was dead inside, but she had bleeding. After that she was always sick, and because of this injury she died in few months later. But Habbar ibn Aswad, he asked forgiveness from Rasulullah, and he had some other friends who were Muslim. They did shafa to Rasulullah, and Rasulullah forgave him. And also the last one is Wahshi. Wahshi is the one who the wife of Abu Sufyan hired. If you remember the Wahshi, he is the one who killed Hamza in the Battle of Uhud. He threw a javelin. He was a Habashi slave. He killed, and Wahshi actually fled from Makkah, and he went to take shelter to Taif. And when he came to Taif to Rasulullah, he said, Ya Rasulullah, please forgive me. I did what I did, but I want to accept Islam, and I please forgive me. Rasulullah asked him, how you kill my uncle? How you kill my friend? Because Hamza was very close to Rasulullah. And then Washi give the explanation how he killed Hamza, and Rasulullah was crying with the description. Then he said, okay, I forgive you, but never ever show your face to me. So this person, Washi, he has a very bad punishment. He became a Muslim, but Rasulullah has said, you never come in front of me. So wherever Rasulullah used to go, he could never go there, because Rasulullah said, I don't want to see your face because you killed Hamza. So and anyway, so he had a life, and he had some books, Washi had the habit of wine and drinking and everything. But at the end of his life, in the time of Abu Bakr, there was a false prophet, and he was the one who said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, give me the chance to kill this false prophet, and for this is the kafara for me what I did for Hamza. So he killed the Musaylim al-Kazzab basically. So he killed Musaylim al-Kazzab, and then he passed away, and he had a good Muslim life. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all the Sahaba, as we mentioned that they are radullah ta'ala anhum radwan. So we'll finish it here. Jazakallahu khair. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.